So I just finished Legend of the Sea Devils, and first initial thoughts, I'd say it wasn't particularly good. I guess we'll start with the cold open. I think the cold open was alright in the fact that it established the world pretty quickly. Two of the major characters, one of which the son. Did he get named? I honestly couldn't tell, because I think he got named at the beginning by his dad, but then after that they just never spoke his name again. I don't remember. And then, of course, Madame Ching, who I'd say, is a pretty good character. She whispered quite a lot of her lines. Other than that, I think Madame Ching's actually a decent character. But the big thing of the cold opening, of course, is the sea devil coming out the statue. And the cracking of the statue. The effect on that was pretty terrible. It wasn't very well done around the statue. You could see, essentially, that the cracks just floated there above the statue, and it looked like they pasted it on like a layer in Photoshop, which wasn't great, but I guess it's probably because most of the CG went towards the sea devil head of the main one that talked, and of course the CGI creature, which appeared like 3 times. I didn't really understand why they didn't do much with the creature. They could have done a lot more with that, and just didn't. Because it was very interesting, it grabbed the TARDIS, it located the gemstone, and that was about it. And I thought it looked actually pretty good. I didn't really explain if it was a Merker or not. But it would have been nice to see more of it, especially considering that it may have been it looked like it would have been a big plot element, but it wasn't. Past the cold opening, Chibnall really still does love sonicking everything. It seemed that the Doctor did sonic quite a few things, different machines, the sea, randomly, and stuff like that. But I'd say after that, the story did go downhill quite a bit, especially when they got to the town, and then I thought that I missed something when they caught the Sea Devil in the trap, because surely it would have taken some setup or even hinted that it was there, because all of a sudden it's just the Doctor going now, and then Yaz and Dan pull it up into the trap, and then it gets out of it really easily. Didn't really see the point in that. I mean, speaking of Yaz and Dan, I think that they were quite good in this story. Dan didn't really have much to do. He kind of just went off with the sun and then didn't do much. I mean, he killed 6 sea devils in cold blood, I suppose, but then again, had to get the story going forward. And Yaz, on the other hand, did quite a bit with the Doctor. I won't speak about Phasma and stuff. That's not really my area. I don't really care much for it. I'm not a big fan of when it comes to romance and Doctor Who, especially Series 2 Rose. That's just not great. So we won't speak much on that. Even though it was a big component of the last 10 minutes, we just won't talk about that. What I did, though, enjoy was their scene together underwater. The underwater scene was quite good. It reminded me of Shadows of the Vashta and Radha, when the TARDIS just used an oxygen bubble to clean out all the water. That was quite good. And, of course, speaking of water, we have to talk about the Sea Devils, the main villains. Sea Devils looked all right. I think the main one, it was good CGI work on it, and it did actually look quite good. It was actually quite a compelling villain. I did really like it. Its motivations and its whole plan could have been fleshed out a bit more. But also the Sea Devils themselves, that was the only one that appeared often. The other ones didn't really do anything. They didn't say anything. I think most of them were just rubber masks, which makes sense, you got to put CGI really on only one of them. But other than that, they didn't really do anything, which was a bit of a problem. And then we've got Ji Hun, which is the other character. Ji Hun, I'd say, was incredible. In the very fact that he was a good character, who did, I guess, he was mainly like a legend. He was the main focus of the story about his ship and what happened to it. I mean, that wasn't really fleshed out that much, but you could kind of guess from the scene where they first introduced Ji Hun that his ship did become the one that they later used to fly. But I thought he was quite good, especially his death, where he just came out of literally nowhere, I'll hold it, and then died. Yeah, good on you, Ji Hun. Oh, but yeah, speaking of the Sea Devils, that main one had the ability to teleport. I didn't really understand that, and how it was a bit powerful, because he could just teleport everywhere. How could he do it? Was it to do with the necklace that he had on? They didn't really explain that much at all, but overall I'd say that the story, it wasn't great. There were some segments where I thought this really does feel like a 5th or 6th Doctor story from the 80s, where it's a bit campy, it's a bit cheesy, it's not brilliant, and of course the effects aren't fantastic. But what I think did look fantastic was the Next Time trailer, where I don't know if that's the 60th. It might not be. It might be some other special coming later this year. But the 60th did look very, very... Oh, no, the Next Time trailer did look very, very good. With Tegan, Ace, Ashad somehow, even though he got miniaturized, the Daleks, and of course Sacha Dhawan as the Master, one of the best Masters that ever. And it's good that we'll get more screen time of him. And Kate Stewart too, with the Cybermen. It's quite interesting. Don't know what this story's going to be. I haven't seen much information on it at all. If it was the 60th, thinking about it, they might have probably thrown a Doctor in the trailer to kind of tease it a bit, get some interest going. But I think that looks quite good. Though I did see someone describe it as a kitchen sink, as they really are just throwing everything into that one with the Master, Daleks, Unit, Old Companions, Cybermen. But yeah, that's my thoughts. If you enjoy watching, make sure to leave a like, subscribe down below, and of course give me your thoughts, as I'd love to hear them and debate in the comments with you on this story, as I think this is definitely a very debatable story. Is it great? Is it not? Who knows? I guess we'll have to talk about it. But yeah, that's all from me. Thanks for watching.